Clock.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this morning, finally, President Buhari receives NDDC forensic audit report. Flood takes over parts of Port Harcourt. Traders stranded as Oginigba slaughter market is demolished. APC threatens to sanction members who drag party to court. On the foreign scene, 45 people die in northeast U.S. due to flash floods and tornadoes. I am Ifiemi Andrew. President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday received a forensic audit report of the NDDC. The Niger Delta Affairs Minister Godswill Akpabio presented the report.
Look at the over 3.2 trillion that had already been captured in this report and see some of the projects that could still be beneficial to the people of the Niger Delta region, and then of course direct appropriately.
The Attorney General and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, who received the report on behalf of the President, said the federal government paid about 6 trillion naira to the agency between 2001 and 2019. He said the NDDC has over 13,000 poorly executed and unverified projects across the Niger Delta region.
It is on record that between 2001 and 2019, the federal government has approved 3,735,776,794 naira 93 kobo as budgetary allocation and 2,420,948,894,191 kobo as income from statutory and non-statutory sources, which brings the total figure to the sum of approximately 6 trillion naira given to the Niger Delta Development Commission.
Recall that the President ordered a forensic audit of the NDDC on October 2019 to probe alleged financial misappropriation. Moving on, the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors Body of Fellows River State Chapter held its third quarterly meeting in Port Harcourt on Thursday. Speaking during the meeting, the chairman of the Body of Fellows, Anthony Oshiofu, said the meeting was to collectively discuss programs that will enhance the growth of the body. He said despite the security challenges and the COVID-19 pandemic, he is proud of the turnout of his fellows. He further advised them to ensure they are committed in their profession and help the young and upcoming surveyors grow in their profession.
This meeting is a way of trying to see how we can fashion out programs that will enhance the growth of our professional surveyors, give them the guidelines, enable them to be matured in the profession, and let them understand that being successful to be a fellow is a collective success of the person's professional practice, his achievements as a professional surveyor, not minding the situation we have in Nigeria now about security. I think this is one of the largest turnouts we've had since 2020 pandemic. The pandemic destroyed most of these activities last year, but since it's opened up, this is the largest number of attendance.
The Secretary of the Body of Fellows, Olamide Adewebi, says he expects members of the body to develop capacity in leadership as they return to their various states. In the same light, the Surveyor General of the Federation, Taiwo Adeniro, has advised the state government and local government to prioritize mapping and surveying to ensure that their lands are used appropriately. He said the issue of flooding in different states is as a result of buildings being erected on drainage lines. Mr. Adeniro also advised them to ensure enforcement is carried out.
The state government, the local government should prioritize mapping and surveying that to be able to use your environment, your land appropriately, and then we enforce building laws. You enforce building approval regulations. You do enforcement. It is one thing to have regulations. It's another thing to follow it. A lot of people build houses where houses should not be. And to properly plan the environment properly, you need a current, accurate, and reliable maps, which we must do on a regular basis. They are interwoven.
Heavy rainfall left parts of Port Harcourt, the River State capital, flooded on Thursday. Our correspondents who went round town report that part of Mboba NTA Road, Cornerstone Junction Ozoba, Rumigbo Road, Olu Obasanjo Road, Woji Road in GRA and other parts of New GRA, Bonny Road and Hospital Road in town axis were all flooded. The flooding took a toll on business activities as several offices and shops could not open for business as many could not access their premises. Some residents could not leave their homes and cars had to avoid many routes due to flood waters. Recall that the flood outlook for the year mentioned Port Harcourt City local government area as one of the areas that will experience flooding. In another development, the River State government has been urged to fix the flooded Afara Egwe Mba Road in Ifiemi local government area of the state. A resident of Afara, Basil Onwonuala, made the call saying the bad state of the Afara Egwe Mba Road, which has become the major route for most travelers, is taking a toll on residents and commuters. Mr. Onwonuala said farmers and students in the community now wear rain boots to go about their daily life.
I want to use this medium to alert the state government over the bad situation of Afara Egwe Mba Road in Ifiemi local government area. This road has been an alternative road to Port Harcourt Aba Enugu Expressway, and the road now has finally collapsed. That the people of Afara community can no longer go to their home again unless you access other communities. Our school people no longer go to school again because of the bad road. Farmers don't go to farm again unless you have rain boot. On this note, I am calling on our governor. Please come to our rescue.
Recall that 2 oil tankers fell on the Afara Egwe Mba Road last week, spilling their contents. The chairman of Ifiemi local government area, Obi Nanyanwu, has called on stakeholders in the area to join hands with government to preserve the cultural heritage of Ifiemi ethnic nationality. Dr. Anyanwu made the call yesterday during a wrestling competition at the ongoing Olakwo New Yam Festival. He described the festival as one of the measures to cement unity and harmony in the area. He said the festival is an avenue to showcase the culture and tradition of the people. He, however, regretted that certain aspects of Ifiemi cultural heritage have been neglected and called for a reversal of the trend and genuine efforts to place the heritage on the world map. The Ifiemi Council chairman assured that his administration will continue to support and showcase the rich cultural heritage of Ifiemi people. On his part, the Eze Ikemba I, His Royal Highness King Onyeche Promise, said the cultural festival was an annual event to showcase the cultural heritage and serve as a platform to revive the culture of the people as well as prevent it from going into extinction. The monarch commended Dr. Anyanwu for his show of benevolence and participation in this year's New Yam Festival and enjoined all sons and daughters of Ifiemi to imbibe the culture of peace that has been exemplified at the ongoing festival in the Olakwo community. Our correspondent reports that the event witnessed a large crowd of cultural groups, wrestlers and enthusiasts from all walks of life and many descendants of Olakwo community who showed up to celebrate their history, culture, tradition and heritage. Away from that, heavily armed robbers attacked a POS operator in Mbolu community off East-West Road in Port Harcourt on Thursday evening. The robbers, who arrived on motorcycles, robbed the stand at Second Bay Junction in Mbolu of over 900,000 naira. An eyewitness told our correspondent that the robbers were later apprehended by a local security outfit and handed over to the police.
This incident happened between 2 to 4. I myself am a fast food seller. My neighbor is the person that the incident happens. When I heard the gunshot, I came out from my shop hoping that it's a SARS officer that are having an encounter with some bad boys. As I came out from my shop, I saw a bike man steaming his bike, and I saw one other guy with dread with a rifle. So when he pointed it at me, I had to run for my tail light when I noticed that they are not officers. They are armed robbers. Before they now zoom off, that was when we now came to notice that they made away with our neighbors' POS money, about 900,000.
Still ahead, APC threatens sanctions against members who drag party to court. Stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
The APC has threatened sanctions against members who dragged the party to court. The Secretary of the APC Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Senator James Akpanu Doedehe, spoke on Thursday at the party's National Secretariat in Abuja while reacting to yesterday's ruling of a Delta State High Court that sacked the Governor, Mai Mala Buni-led committee. He said the committee is on firm ground to conduct its planned congresses. He also charged members of the Congress's committee never to allow anyone hijack the process in the states.
Be rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, that your assignment, as well as the earlier World Congresses nationwide, is legally protected. We are on a solid ground. Consequently, the CACPC ratified and adopts the results of parties' earlier nationwide World Congresses held on Saturday, 31st July 2021. However, any state caretaker committee who swears in any person not elected through a Congress conducted by the designated National Congress Committee of the party is hereby declared null and void.
The National Industrial Court of Nigeria, sitting in Lagos, has stopped the 7th Triennial National Delegates Conference of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, scheduled to hold from October 3 to 5, 2021 in Umuahia, Abia State. The court ruled on a motion ex parte filed by Soji Amosu and Ayokunle Ewoso, the chairman and secretary of Ogun State Council of NUJ, respectively. The court also restrained members of the Credentials Committee of the Union and other respondents from performing, aiding, or executing any act for the purposes of conducting any election into the national offices of the NUJ pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice. The court further restrained the respondents and their agents from interfering with the offices of the applicants. The presiding judge, Justice I.G. Onweneka, who delivered the verdict on August 27, 2021, adjourned hearing into the matter to September 13, 2021. Amosu and 3 others had dragged the NUJ president, Comrade Chris Isiguzo, the NUJ National Secretary, Comrade Shuaib Leman, and 12 other defendants, challenging the purported decision of the union's national leadership to nullifying the election of the claimants. The court also affirmed the election of Comrades Kunle Olayeni, Kunle Ewoso, and Abiodun Taiwo as validly elected Vice Chairman, Secretary, and Assistant Secretary of the Union, respectively. In business, some traders say they are left stranded with the demolition of the Ogunigba Slaughter Market in Transamadi Industrial Layout on Thursday. Some of the shop owners tells correspondent Martha Okere that their goods were destroyed during the exercise by the River State government. Others say they do not have where to sleep and their properties are all under the rain. Some of the traders are disappointed that no human rights advocates spoke for them.
Many people now are stranded.
As we did now, we don't get where we won't go. We just there like that. Now only God go help us. Now for road we go sleep, but we don't get where we want sleep.
See my Lord for road here now. I don't know where to go because they don't destroy my shops. I don't get anything. Where are we going to move to? There is many slaughters now. Well, by then kill cow in their house. Well, there's no veterinary doctor to even check what they are eating in the house.
The governments are not thinking about us who are suffering. Let the government to look into our matter. Many people don't have where to go for now.
The Ogunigba Slaughter Market was demolished in the presence of heavy security. Over 20 police vans were sighted at the scene. Meanwhile, the River State chairman of Arewa Consultative Forum, Usman Ibrahim, had described the demolition of the market by the state government as a punishment. Mr. Ibrahim criticized the demolition of the market after 17 months of closure.
Honestly, we are much not happy on what is happening about the issue of demolition of slaughter market in River State. Normally, most of the people that you can see there, they are the people that are coming out for their daily bread. And now you stop them from business. Which kind of punishment is that? Even though the government has a need of that very particular space or environment. Government is supposed to come out and express her feeling clearly that they don't want the people of that very particular environment to be in the business or to be in that environment.
In entertainment, pop legends ABBA have surprised and delighted fans by announcing their first studio album for 40 years. ABBA Voyage will be released in November before a revolutionary set of concerts where virtual avatars will play hits like Mamma Mia and Waterloo. The quartet, who split up in 1982, said they ended up back in the recording studio while working on the stage show. In the end, they recorded 10 tracks, 2 of which were premiered during a globally streamed press conference on Thursday. In sports, Manchester United have confirmed that Cristiano Ronaldo will wear the number 7 shirt for the club. The 36-year-old takes the number which he wore in his first stint at Old Trafford from Uruguayan striker Edison Cavani, who moves to number 21. Ronaldo will begin training with the Reds when he has completed 5 days isolation. On Thursday, he was released early from international duty by Portugal because of suspension.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
U.S. President Joe Biden says historic investment is needed to deal with climate crisis as the northeast U.S. reels from flash flooding and tornadoes that have killed at least 45 people. New York City and New Jersey say unprecedented levels of rainfall. Some residents became trapped in flooded basements and cars. On the news this morning, you heard that President Buhari has finally received the NDDC forensic report. Traders say they have been left stranded with the demolition of the Oginigba slaughter market amid heavy security. Parts of Port Harcourt were taken over by flood due to heavy rain on Thursday. The APC has threatened to sanction members who dragged the party to court. You also heard that an industrial court has stopped the NUJ Delegates Conference, Restraining Credentials Committee, and others. On the foreign scene, you heard that 45 people have died from flash floods and tornadoes in northeast U.S. The news was edited by Enoho Ogbevere. Contact our newsroom at 0818-900-0017. For more stories, visit our website at www.nigeriainfo.fm. Rainfall continues in Port Harcourt this morning. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Thank you for your time.